My whole life, I always knew I was special. Even with no remainders, I could always move a decimal. Money on my mind while the girls that made un beso. Hustlers in my blood and it's running through my vessels. Just trying to clear the threshold, just trying to make a way. In my race against time, I could see an early grave. School to prison pipeline, 12 years a slave. Suspension and detention is conditioned for a cage.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Tank Davis leaving Mayweather Promotions. He tweeted that his contract was up, and Eddie Hearn weighed in on this situation. Perhaps Bob Arum is on to something. Here's what Eddie Hearn had to say.
I saw last night Gervonta Davis wrote on his Twitter that his contract's up or coming to an end at Mayweather Promotions. Is that someone where alarm bells go off in your head to say, let's get this kid on? Because he's a superstar, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I mean, look, most of the time when a contract comes to an end, there's extensions or there's first, last, and there's negotiations. But of course, if Gervonta Davis came available in the marketplace, we would be very aggressive to try and bring him to the team.
Finally, one last one from me. Dillian White's like,
all right. So you heard Eddie Hearn say that if Gervonta Davis becomes available in the marketplace, he will aggressively pursue him. Here's what Floyd Mayweather had to say about it.
You have coming up. I gotta ask you about Gervonta Davis and Rolly Romero. Talk to me about that.
Two heavy hitters. Mm-hmm. You know, 2 heavy hitters. Of course, Tank has more experience at this level, at this particular time. But Rolly, he talk a good game. He also fight a good game because he's undefeated. But a very exciting matchup. 2 heavy hitters. Everybody is anticipating this fight.
People are wondering, Gervonta made some comments about his contract being up on Twitter. Is there anything that
nothing lasts forever. I will always love Tank. I like him, love him, look at him like a son. He has to do what's best for him. I feel like I've done a great job. I mean, just building him and putting him in good fight, great fight. And he's still on, he's learning, and I'm proud of him.
Well, obviously, like you said, I mean, you always put on great events. I'm expecting a great event when Gervonta and Rolly Romero steps in the ring. That's at the Barclays Center, right, in New York?
Yes, and I want people to go get tickets. Tickets are on sale right now. You know, I think we're 9 weeks away, so that's what 2 months in a week, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, of course, people got 2 months, over 2 months to go get the tickets. But I'm telling people, this is gonna be a blockbuster fight. Go get the tickets right now.
All right, so that's what Floyd Mayweather had to say. Basically, nothing lasts forever. So the question that we're asking is Tank Davis leaving Mayweather Promotions? And I'm going to turn it over to you, Trill Dollar Bill.
There's always been smoke in that relationship. It was like the love square, right? Or the love triangle. My bad. It was like the love triangle with Floyd, AB, and Tank. There was always like some type of rift there always before. There was always disagreement. I could see Tank leaving Floyd Mayweather, but I don't see him leaving that side. You feel me? I don't see him jumping ship completely. What I mean by that is I still see him being with Al Heyman. You know? So even though he leaves Floyd, he's still on that side. You know what I'm saying? And I think Floyd has himself to blame for Tank leaving. No, I'm really no, and I'm stealing from you, bro. This is when you said it the last time. Floyd has to take himself out of it. Be a promoter. Instead of promoting yourself first, promote your fighter first. It's always me, what I've done. Look what I've done. And then be like, but my fighter over here, you know, I've done this. I put on this. I put on these shows that did record-breaking numbers. Now I want to put him in the position to do it. You know, Floyd, you're constant of patting yourself on the back. I think that hurts your relationship with him. You know, and I do think that Tank will leave Floyd. You know, and I'll be shocked if this fight does happen with Rolly. If it does, it'll be the last meal. Shout out to LL. It'll be it'll be the last meal. You know what I'm saying? The last time we get to eat off of him. You know, so.
All right, Conspiracy G.
I don't think Tank is going to leave Mayweather Promotions. At least if he's wise, he'll renegotiate to stay. Because I honestly believe Floyd was the best thing for Tank's career. You know, I don't believe that Eddie could do the same thing that Floyd has done. You know what I mean? And I understand that how Eddie's probably looking at it is, hey, Floyd has done everything to establish Tank as a superstar now. So I don't have to do much work. However, the difference is, like, I think Floyd's connections with Al, and, you know, he had access to a lot of fighters, especially a lot of Mexican fighters that Tank could beat up on. You know what I mean? That people be like, hey, yeah, you know what? I'll see that fight, whatever. I'll pay for it, you know. But does Eddie have that roster? He doesn't, you know. So, and I like what Trill was saying. Like, if he is gonna leave Mayweather, he's still gonna stay with Al because it makes sense. But I just don't see Tank going to Eddie Hearn. If he does go to Eddie Hearn, he's gonna actually have to fight tougher competition, you know. And so, but with Al, and it sounds rough what I'm saying, but Al could keep feeding him, you know, easy touch. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real. Like, I don't see Tank really trying to go after the big boys in the division. You know what I mean, he doesn't really care for the big boy belts. He's making good money with his secondary belts. So, yeah, I think it'd be foolish for him to leave Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has a good thing right now. Like, people going to pay to see him anyways. People going to pay to go to his live events because it's a spectacle. It's an event. Like, you know, it's fun. Everybody's dressed up. Everybody's having fun. Like, it seems like the club, you know? So I don't know if they could replicate. The Zone has the money to replicate that. But again, I think it's because of the money team. They understand their audience. I don't know if the Zone understands that particular audience like that. So I think Tank is to his best interest to stay with Mayweather, but at the very least, he better not leave Al.
All right, TBE.
Man, I think Tank is about on his way out. And it's the reason why the reason is the fact that we keep calling him a secondary champion. And I think he wants to fight competition. And I remember earlier in the year, Mayweather said something in the phrase of Tank doesn't have to fight them. He's good on his own. He can make his own name. And I think Tank is tired of how Mayweather's leading them. So I think Tank is going to leave. And I think if Eddie gets his hands on Tank, Eddie knows how to make a superstar a superstar. Eddie's going to promote the hell out of Tank. I think Tank is going to be 10 times more successful with Eddie than what he's doing with. He's already successful with Mayweather. But I think Eddie's going to put money in his pockets, and Eddie's going to bring him to that pay-per-view level that Tank wants to be at. And also he's going to be with all those top fighters that who's been calling him out, and he has the shot with him right there and then. I think Tank's not worried about anybody in his division, and I think Tank wants to take that next step forward in his career. So, like Trill said earlier, it's about legacy. I think Tank wants to solidify his legacy.
I respect how Ned just ignored Caden's question. I respect that.
Oh, did you say something, Caden? I didn't know. I didn't hear you.
I did. I said, you said that Eddie Hearn's going to take Tank and he's going to make him a star and that he's good at doing that. Yeah. And I asked you what happened with Devin.
Oh, man, I don't know, man. Devin's he's still on his way. But we still got Canelo. We got AJ. We got
Canelo and AJ.
Huh?
Canelo and AJ.
he can have credit for AJ, but Canelo was already a star.
Yeah, I know. He can't say Canelo. He do business.
Usyk.
The only reason why Eddie is even, and he don't have Canelo. Canelo's working with him. The only reason why
working with him, I know,
was because De La Hoya pissed Canelo off enough to say, "I'm done with you," and then they had to go to court over that, and then Alvarez became his own boss, and so he's working with Eddie Hearn. But remember, it was actually Oscar De La Hoya who built Canelo
up. You know what I'm saying?
So that wasn't Eddie.
Eddie didn't build Usyk at all. Then Usyk just beat.
I'm saying he got stars.
Nobody built Usyk. Usyk is just that damn
Eddie
good.
know how to work with
Usyk
stars.
is just that damn good. Nobody built Usyk.
Shout out to his manager though. Who's his manager? The same guy that manages Lomachenko for bringing those guys over here.
Yeah. Still got Ryan.
Yeah, their talent. That's what does it for.
That's
Usyk.
it though. Yeah. Their talent speaks for them.
Man, everything you saying was cap, bro. I'm just sorry.
No, Eddie got the stars though. I'm just all saying.
I mean, the only thing Eddie can feed him.
You have the stars, but building the stars different. Eddie got AJ. Yeah,
Eddie only made AJ. Everyone else,
it was already who they are.
Yeah, so
you knew who Devin was before he went to the zone,
and the zone still hasn't really did much with Devin.
Still ain't a star like that.
Still ain't a star, but you knew who he was before he went to the
zone. Yeah. So getting to this topic, I don't know if Tank's going to leave Mayweather Promotions, but I think it would be career suicide. You are a pay-per-view star, Tank, and you've never been a world champion, not secondary champion, but an actual world champion. Like you sell more than Devin Haney, and he's a real champion. You sell more than Devin, and he's a real champion. You sell more than Ryan Garcia and all these guys. Why? Because the man that backs you. You don't want to admit it. That tweet said it, and you were like, oh, here we go with this again. Like, who do you think you are, really? Like, you fight guys who we've already seen beaten. You fight them when they're not at their best. You make them move up and weight. Or down, whatever. Okay. You make them do that. Then you fight them, and you struggle with them. Like Barrios was giving you all you can handle. Isaac Cruz, huh?
I said little Leo was giving.
Leo was giving you all you can handle. Isaac Cruz gave you all you can handle, and he took the fight on short notice. So, like, it's not like you're beating these guys in a manner in which makes me think, yeah, you knock some of these guys out, or you find a way, and that's impressive to some folks. But when you really think about it, I'm like, even Tank's performance against Gamboa was lackluster. Like, Floyd is giving you fights that you should be dominating. He's basically feeding you. You're like, you ever see like a bird's nest when the birds are too young to eat? The mama bird goes out and hunts, and then takes the food, chews it up, and puts it in the baby bird's mouth. That's what Floyd's been doing for you this whole time, Tank. That's what he's been doing for you this whole time. And now you're sitting here talking about like, oh, well, I'm going to leave Mayweather Promotions. Go ahead. Because the only thing left after Mayweather Promotions is for you to fight real fighters. You still mad you got Rolly problems. You still mad you got to fight Rolly. How would you feel? How would you feel if you had to fight Devin? Because guess what's going to happen if you go to the zone? You're going to have to fight Devin. How would you feel if you had to fight Ryan? Because guess what's going to happen? If you go to the zone, you're going to have to fight Ryan. See, the only place you're going where you're going to keep getting these little easy hors d'oeuvres and you're able to eat and keep your hands clean is with Mayweather Promotions. The only reason Tank is a pay-per-view star is because of the way that Floyd has managed him and promoted him. And that don't give me this argument that Tank wants to fight the top guys, because of like 2 years ago, Mayweather wanted him to fight Vasily. Before Vasily lost to Tio, Floyd wanted
you're
to fight.
You're trying to make me lose.
Thank you. And Tank wet the bed. Tank wanted no parts of Vasily.
Say Floyd want to see me lose.
Yo, Tank wanted no part of Vasily because he knew he was going to get smacked silly. Get smacked silly. Go ahead, Ned. What you got something to say, Ned?
Nah, I plead the fifth.
I'm just
on
saying.
that, man.
It actually seems like to me, Floyd believed in him more than he believed in himself. Floyd was like, yo, I want him to fight Vasily. He was like, nah, but Vasily, he's trying to sabotage my career.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, he's trying to sabotage my career. So Floyd makes him a pay-per-view star fighting leftovers, and he's still not happy. So what can you do to please Tank? And I think that's what you heard Floyd said. Floyd said, hey, nothing lasts forever. Tank gotta go, and I'm just going to find another dude to build up. And Tank gonna go and get in a real fight, and then we'll see what he's really made of. Because as of right now, becoming the unified secondary champion isn't impressive. Becoming the undisputed secondary champion isn't impressive. Teofimo Lopez has already done way more than you, and that's even with his loss. Devin Haney, you and Ryan, y'all should just fight each other because y'all whoever wins that will finally emerge as doing something. But if you really want to be real, I value Ryan's win over Luke Campbell more than any win that Tank Davis has. So with that being said, I'm just going to say this. Tank can leave Mayweather Promotions, but it'll be a bad idea because the only place he can have these cute little fights and still make money is with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.